feel so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Till I'll do what I by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did, I know it hurts, but something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Till I'll do what I
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. For me, welcome to Saturday morning, end of the morning. And we've got another live stream for you with a few topics. And I'm just checking on an adjustment here.
I can't
Yeah, that's all right. I've got that did not work the way I want. So I got myself a checklist for my pre-show, and still a couple things went wrong. Ay caramba. All right. I'm going to give a quick rundown of the 3 topics today, and then we'll bring people in from Zoom. I'm seeing 23 viewers at the moment. And on the thumbnail and in the description, I've got 3 topics for today. We'll see how we do on that. One is regarding when to make the decision to go to Windows 11. And I've got several criteria for different circumstances in mind. And what brought that up is that this laptop here, I think I need to do wipe and reload on it. And I think I'm going to install Windows 11 on it. And I want to give you my reasonings for it and discuss some other things about how and when to make the choice. Okay, AVDW check in the chat room, please. I'll switch back to see that. I've said hello to everybody that showed up in chat before I started the live stream, and maybe there's a few others, so I'll go take a look at that. Let's see, that is this button, right? Yeah, okay. And then there's Tony Wallow said hi, and thank you for the super chat. Jonathan Fazani, hello, and let's see, Ida and Aliaz, I've said hello to already, and Jim, hello, I see you now, and well, that's different. I'm not sure what was different, meaning it didn't go well, didn't go quite as planned today for my startup. He's probably means something else. BH Ringer, hello to you. Dennis from Panama. Yeah, Ida, Alias, Zavi Minor, it's the first time I've seen your name this morning. Hello, Kenny Whitten, also William Dawson. And that catches me up. Audio, video good from Jonathan and Alias, thank you. And from Noir Hardware, I have seen your name a few times, Noir. I'm going to go ahead and turn you blue. Yes, that's technically a moderator, but I'm not asking you to do the moderator duties of hiding people and so forth. I just want to show your name in blue so that I can recognize that you've been around for a little bit. And Speedy C, hello. Blackbotch, hello. Doug is going to install Windows 11. Someone on panel just passed out with joy. Now, I don't think I'm going to do that installation during today's live stream, but that'll just be the conversation. And I hope to, oops, I guess I got to come back over here. I hope to show you I'm going to try to show you the symptoms on this computer and what's causing me to want to install it. The dude abides, hello. Ida, hello. Gary Weisenberger, $10. Maybe that's because of the proposition to install Windows 11. And I haven't even checked yet to see if this computer is qualified for Windows 11 or supported for Windows 11. And Jonathan. So I'm of the understanding that somebody has come up with some massive editing trick, video editing skills and such that he's going to give us one of those virtual backgrounds that make it look like other people are there with him in the Zoom room. So let's go see. Now, what I'm broadcasting on Zoom, what I'm actually broadcasting out on YouTube. Oh, and I've got to get my, I think I'm going to have to make an adjustment one time, punch over to Zoom. And another thing, the last item on my checklist that I missed last time was to re-enable the Zoom sound mixer. Now, I'm not convinced this piece is actually working right. I'm going to show this on screen. Let's see. Why? Oh, I got to turn off my picture-in-picture for you to see that. See here, this? The way I got this set up is the Zoom meeting, I've got it muted, so I shouldn't be hearing the people in Zoom over my headset, and I've got this Zoom also muted. But I'm still hearing the doorbells when people come in on Zoom. Are you hearing the doorbells in the chat room? I'm also hearing voices in the Zoom. That's not the way I was expecting. So tell me in chat, are you hearing the sounds from Zoom? Joss, I just muted you because you got some background sounds going on there. So in chat, were you able to hear the doorbells of people coming in Zoom? And were you able to hear the voices in Zoom? Yes, they hear Zoom. So that didn't work. And I see enough of your yeses and the bells. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute the Zoom meetings. Now, I don't know what that did for me last week, because last week I still had one of those muted and I think they couldn't hear me. So here we bring up Zoom. Oh, that's not Zoom yet. Oh, that's because I'm broadcasting. That's what I'm broadcasting.
Hi, Doug.
I want Zoom to come up here. Hi, Josh. Oh, I'm going to have to... Hang on
on the computer today because I've been doing a lot of stuff with my channel, so I don't even have the webcam hooked up.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to stay quiet for a little bit until I introduce people in the Zoom room. Let's see. Why isn't that showing? Oh, I know why. I got to do this. Boom. Boom chakalaka. All right. Now, this thing over here, Alex has got some mad video virtual background skills because he's made it look like he's got other people there in the room with him. What do you got going on there, Alex?
I got a surprise. I got Robert and Ken here, not virtually, physically with me, Doug.
Yeah, that's good. You stick to your story. Stick to your story. Make us believe that they're actually there. Well, I see Robert. Oh, there's Ken. He just came into frame a little bit. That does look a lot like Ken. Alex, man, you are just really good at this. Oh, I see. I've got to fix. Here's another piece I got to fix with my picture-in-picture. Is kind of messed up.
So who's on?
Oh no. All right. Well, we're going to unpin Alex in a minute, I think. Why is that? Oh, there I am.
Surely he didn't forget that I just told him on Thursday that.
Oh, now Ken just went and spilled the beans. I did know. I did know. Now let's see if I move this over.
You got some good hearing, Doug.
Here, some good hearing. All right. Wow, Alex. So do you always celebrate May the 21st with a surprise like this?
So yes.
Yes. You know he can hear you. This Yeti picks up everything.
Yeah, I heard your teleprompter there, telling you what to say. So Robert, is that RM in the background there? Hi, Robert. You joined Ken and Lorna. Lorna's there too, isn't she?
Yes.
All
They're
right.
having women talk in the living room.
Oh, women talk. I see. I see. Ken looks
Yeah,
like
they
he's
are.
actually intentionally leaning away from the camera.
No, I don't want to hog
Camera
this.
shot.
Robert's
wanna hog
behind me,
this.
so if I move over, then I
All
block
right.
Robert out. So you guys see me enough as it is.
All right. So Alex, was this a big surprise to you, or did you see them coming?
Yeah.
Did somebody spill the beans?
Apparently, according to Ken, everybody in our nightly Zoom session, including my mom and dad, knew about it except for me and Josh, because he knew Josh well enough to know that if he told Josh would tell me.
So wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. This is a surprise to Josh here. Josh also here. I'm gonna see what happens if I. Oh, I can add a pin for Josh.
Well, actually, Doug,
I didn't know I could do that.
Me and Ken called Josh on Facebook Messenger just a few minutes before we got on Zoom here. So
you let him in on the surprise before the live stream actually began.
Right.
Okay, very good.
He didn't know until we was all here.
Yeah, yeah. So Josh, did you actually not have any clue that this was going to happen?
No, I have no clue at all.
Because if he did, he'd know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Good job keeping it for me.
All
I give you guys a lot of credit. It's really hard to keep up for me.
Well, just on the likelihood that some people watching this video after we've done with the live stream might not be aware so much about our community and Ken's community. A lot of the people who watch my channel and also watch Carrie Holzman's channel, and a subset of them gather on Zoom and a YouTube stream on Ken's channel almost every day, probably every day. Ken has live streamed every day since I think it was sometime in November, wasn't it, Ken?
Yes.
Yeah. And they'll do commonly a 2-hour live stream on YouTube, and they've already spent time on Zoom before and or after that live stream, and oftentimes multiple times through the day. They can get to know each other quite well, and so somebody, I'm going to guess it was Ken, cooked up this idea of surprising Alex by just showing up at his house one day.
I'm still trying to process it all.
And Darren came into my Zoom before the live stream started and clued me in that Ken and Robert and Lorna had already arrived. All right. Alex, do you have anything else to report before we move forward?
Not that I know of, Doug, except for Ken and Robert, since they're here. I'm gonna put them to work, and they're gonna run an Ethernet cable for me. So I don't have to be on wireless anymore.
Oh, that's excellent. Ken, did you actually bring materials to do that?
We did. Well,
Robert great. Great.
Yes, we did. So, hey, Doug, real quick before I forget.
Yeah.
My stream the other night got blocked private by YouTube.
Yes, I saw that, and I also been poking around. I found a link to Bonnie's channel off of Josh's channel, and caught a little bit of her stream last night. She had the same symptom with the same exact email from YouTube that you got, and they reported about a couple other people having it. So in my description today, I removed all of the links, everything that might be interpreted as spam or scam or anything like that, because we don't know why YouTube is doing this. And I'll just give that some time to get that for that to I'll come out in the wash and figure out what's going on. All right, so I'm going to unpin.
I'll move over from diamond.
Oh, there, remove pin. And get back to gallery view. There we get a gallery view, and I saw Matthew Barnes. I saw Matthew come in. He had his camera on a moment ago.
Is it anchored?
Hey, Doug.
There you are, Matthew. Good to see you again. It's been a little while, I think, since you've been on with us.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Made this.
Did you have anything to bring to the table today, or just coming in to hang with us?
Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about that thing about thumbnails at some point, maybe.
Thumbnails you're interested in. All right.
Yeah.
And that is how I create them, or ideas, concepts around them? You have questions or what?
Mainly just how you come up with the design for them.
All right.
Not so much how you make them, but just how you come up with the design.
Yeah, that is very, very unskillful and untalented and unscientific. And I'm just going to give you a very, very quick down and dirty about that by punching over to this screen. And I use Canva. And I go in here to my recent designs. And right up here on this 3-dot menu, I click Make a Copy. That gives me the copy of the last one that I did. Then I just come in here and start changing text and pushing and shoving things around and trying to come up with what I think will be the text and sometimes images that would be appropriate to the session that we're doing. So that's as far as I'm going to go into it now, because I have 3 pretty substantial topics lined up for today.
Well, that's helpful. Thank you.
That much right there is helpful to you. Good. I want to try to give at least a little piece of an answer to anyone's question right away, and defer more intensive conversation for later. Let's see. So actually, what I should have done there is bring my picture-in-picture on with the Zoom session. There we go. So let's see what else is happening in chat. So this is where I left off in chat. Alia's pre-question, what you think Carrie went only on member chat on live stream? Why do I think Carrie went on member only chat on live streams? I think his reasoning for it is he's made it very clear, and I applaud him for it. I wanted him to do that a long time ago. It's because the amount of stress that the chat conversations were causing him. And when he turns on members only chat, he doesn't have nearly as much comments in chat that cause stress for him. And also it was a bonus that it turns out that anyone who has moderator status can participate in the live stream chat anyway. So it really turned out well. That's, I think, all I need to answer on that. Jonathan, we hear Zoom. Dennis, he needs to block the light coming through the window. Oh, yeah, Ken, is there a way that you can block the light coming through that window behind Alex?
All this back here.
Or somebody could find that. And if I hear somebody's audio, some background audio or something coming through Zoom, I may just mute you without announcing that. So you want to check your mute when you're trying to talk and make sure that you're not muted. Let's see, from Blackwatch, Ken, 5,000 videos got hit. 5,000 channels. Channels or videos? I guess Blackwatch is saying 5,000 videos got hit. A new AI to terminate a live faster. Okay, I'm not sure what the motive, what that means to terminate a live faster is. YouTube trying to get people to end their live streams quicker? That doesn't make sense. All videos were live ones Friday night. So the videos that got blocked by YouTube apparently were all live ones. I want to know, were any of those videos monetized on a monetized channel, or are they only happening to channels that are not monetized? YouTube is YouTube. They do not know why they do some things when they do them. That's absolutely true, because sometimes they'll adjust an artificial intelligence. They'll adjust something, and they'll make an adjustment, and maybe it works in ways that they didn't intend. So I know that's happened, and that's something that I've seen them admit to on their weekly videos. From John Alloy, Zoom members in chat, from hot and getting hotter, Virginia, 96 degrees and still going up, may hit a record. Well, best wishes for you to keep cool, John. I meant Thursday evening. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Blackwatch, because people were reporting about it on Friday. Dennis, isn't it Pacific Daylight Time in California? Yes, the thumbnail. I noticed last week the thumbnail said Pacific Standard Time, PST. And I told myself I need to fix that. So I'm writing that on my checklist. Thumbnail change to PDT. Then back to here. People saying hello. Blackwatch, no Doug, to end videos that now had golden triangles. So he's saying no to my question about were they all monetized? To end videos that now had golden triangles. I don't know what golden triangles means. Ida says YouTube AI is not that intelligent. It needs to learn a thing or two. Yeah, I'll buy that. So Jim has joined us. Hello, Jim.
Nice picture, Jim.
Yeah, well, that's the one from last night.
And
Wasn't paying attention.
I got the file, Jim. Thank you.
Okay.
And hello to Gary. Okay, he's not gonna say hello back to me.
I'm sorry.
Again. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just heard you talking and wanted to say hello to you. And hello, Jose. How are you?
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you for chiming in. And hello, Chris. Can you say hello?
Oh.
Okay, we got the last half of the word hello.
Yeah, hello.
There we go. There we go. Thank you. And Darren, I spoke with a little bit. Hi, Darren. Good to have you aboard too. Now, I realized that I didn't finish my topics, my listing of topics that I was trying to do before I brought Zoom in. So I'm going to punch back over to that to try to give a... Now, if I get to it, I might go back and put in those index notes in the description so people can click on what they want. So I'll put in the first index position would be the description of topics today. So topic 1 is how to decide when to make the switch to Windows 11. I have several criteria in mind and we'll discuss them with the audience. Topic 2, I have a laptop on my desk right over here that has a symptom where the CPU and storage randomly go to high utilization. I've already decided to wipe and reload, also known as Nuke and Pave, possibly with Windows 11, but will attempt to demonstrate the symptom during this live stream. And also describe what I went through with my client in regards to that symptom. And then topic 3, I want to create a high-level training video about how to troubleshoot Bluetooth issues. This segment will be brainstorming the subject with the audience. Last week, we did some work on Josh's Bluetooth connection to his hearing aid while he was at his aunt's home and on her computer. We didn't get to finish because I was short on time, but what occurred to me, and particularly after going to look at doing a YouTube search for Bluetooth troubleshooting, is I didn't find any real good high-level education on the subject. I found videos and articles that would take you into one place or the other or handle one particular type of problem, but I think I can put together a pretty good informative video that shows here's all the areas you need to consider, and which area is going to be most significant to you depends upon what's actually causing your issue.
Hey, Doug.
Yes, Josh.
I will be back down my amp on Friday. So
You'll
if
be
you want to pick that up next Saturday, I will be at that computer.
Okay, good. We might pick that up on next Saturday's live stream, or maybe we'll do a one-on-one session on Friday. Would you be available for that on Friday?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I will be down there roughly around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Okay, your time.
Yep.
All right. Catching up with chat. Ken, thank you from CFW to Ken Stout for his service. Triangles are warnings on live streams. Triangles are warnings on live streams. So, Blackwatch, on your previous to end videos that now have golden triangles. So when YouTube takes this action on a live stream video, they flag it with a golden triangle somewhere, somehow, apparently is what you're saying. And that's a warning. So maybe what you're saying there is that it's YouTube telling people to stop doing those videos, the ones that have golden triangles. I'm sorry, you know what you mean by with that sentence. It's not clear to me. Dennis, I hope nothing happens on my channel because I have no idea what YouTube is on about. And Blackwatch GW hoist number 5 is now open. Wow. I have no idea what that means. Does anybody in Zoom have any idea what he means by that comment? Hoist number 5 is now, I got no idea. Dennis, good solution for Alex's video. Hello, Michael Smith. Hello, Michael Smith. Are you the Mike Tech Show, Michael Smith? Or are you another Michael Smith? Zavi Manor, you missed last time my line in chat. QCA9665 is Bluetooth 4.0, Qualcomm product. Okay, so this is about, I think I did go look at that afterwards, Zvi. I think it was right near the end, and this was, I think, a website in regards to that particular hearing aid, but it's not coming up. Try this way. If I don't do it in a new window, it still didn't come up. Okay, but I do think I went and read that afterwards, Zvi. Good morning or afternoon from Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
And Alias, no idea. What was that? What was your putting up your hand there for, Jeff?
Oh, that's holding up one finger for Ken.
That's right. And let me introduce my protege. Come on in here, protege.
I'm too tall.
Oh,
Hey.
Robert. Yes.
Yeah, my protege. So we're about to get busy and run some cabling for Josh or for Alex.
Yeah, you still can't talk about the right name.
Here though, right?
Right.
Didn't that count for something?
Well, we
I'm
call
putting
you
him
the
in the
Bobbsey
waiting room, by
twins.
the way.
Now,
Jeff.
Say we call them the Bobbsey twins.
Yeah. So
but Ken,
we'll be listening in the background.
okay, but Ken, this thing
Yes.
about you mixing up their names. If you had actually showed up by mistake at Josh's house instead of Alex's, you'd never live that one down.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
No.
You got the right house. All right.
All right, we'll be listening.
All right, very good.
I think Ken's putting in some twisted pear or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something twisted going on there for sure. Yes, Mike Tech Show. That Michael Smith is Mike Tech Show. Okay, so that's
Hey, good to see him.
Good to see Michael. Thank you. And we'll turn you blue right off the bat. Then let's see what else we got here. A warning: the creator sees the golden triangles on YouTube, is upset and may end the live. So does that actually show up while the live stream is still running? Because if the golden triangle shows up and YouTube is saying they want to end the live stream, that would mean the golden triangle shows up while it's still running. Is that what's happening?
Not only
Doug?
if that's true, then how come I don't see the light or see the triangle?
Yeah,
I actually got a letter for that, and I don't do any Zooms like you guys. And what they were saying is they want creators to be on the screen a certain amount of time. That may be what Black Watch means.
Oh, they want,
Yeah.
meaning
Go ahead, Doug.
they want the creator to be on camera during the live stream.
So let's say you do the Windows 11 there and don't show your face or anything about you. That's
All right.
They have sent letters out to that effect on their stockholders.
Joey, that's a good point, but in the situation of me and Natasha, who's trying to start her own YouTube channel, she doesn't know where to place herself so that everyone can see. I have the ability to actually show myself on the live stream because I have a webcam that's broadcasting my Wii or Nintendo 64 game. So I have the advantage and I can put myself up in the corner.
Yeah, but Josh, that's not. I mean, if they make a rule, it doesn't matter. I mean, if Doug can't do it, Doug can't do it. They don't really give a crap.
Right.
Exactly. So
that means I have to come up with a way.
When they send you a letter, if that happens, again, talk to Doug or something. I don't know. I got a letter. Everybody got a letter that owns stock in Alphabet, which is Google, which is YouTube, kind of down the roll.
But I mean, now, and prior to working with the channel, I have to work with her and find a way for her to show up on screen so that everyone can see it.
If they go by what I said, and you will get a letter or something, I don't know. All I said is what I got. Then whatever they say is what you would have to do. If they don't come up with it live, they don't come up with it live.
Question, Gary, the letter that you got as a stockholder in Alphabet, which is the parent company of YouTube, did this somehow connect the action of the problems that Ken and other channels have had? Did they connect that to what they're explaining in this letter?
It was actually what they explained quickly. It was a whole letter on everything. This was like a line. Would be more along the lines of what Carrie's complaining about.
What?
In other words, Carrie. In other words, like the bots and stuff that are not being controlled.
Okay.
So they want him to be online. If they do that, they will also bring it back. And again, who knows? It could, because they were talking about controlling what's happening. In my mind, I know a couple of people I watch, and they do screen capture. They do not do any,
Yeah.
So is that something that's going to come live for everybody? I'm just saying what I have read in a letter that I got does not mean that is what they meant. I could be full of heck the way I read it. So.
All right. Let me move on here. Madi Yoel, thank you for the $5 super chat. And I think I'd like to drop this issue about what YouTube is doing currently, and it'll all come out as time moves on. I'd like to move on to the topics for today.
Hey, before you do that, Doug,
yes, go ahead.
I have a quick Zoom question.
Okay.
I have a picture there. Is there a way to change the picture?
Yes. It's a picture. You put it there, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying I remember.
Oh, you don't remember how to do it? All right.
Correct, sir.
You know what? I have not been using that technique. So somebody else in the Zoom session right now is going to give us a quicker, easier answer to that. Jim, it looks like you're about to speak.
Very good. Next to the stop video button on your Zoom session, there's an arrow that points up. If you click on that arrow, you get a menu. One of the menu options is choose virtual background. That's where you change it.
Right up here. No, you can't see what I'm doing.
That's right. I can't
Right.
see what you're doing.
But
it's under the start video, and you're saying choose virtual background.
Yes,
Okay, that is just a picture. It's not a virtual. I mean, it's
I understand that, but that's how I have what I have as my background. All that is a picture that I've selected that's from my many pictures that I have.
yeah, when you go into that, it takes you to the background and effects on the settings screen.
Or wait a minute, hold on. No, wait a minute. It also could be, wait a minute, your camera's not on, so it defaults to something. That you have to go through a browser into your Zoom account and change it.
okay. Browser.
You're going to pull up zoom.com. You're going to sign into your account.
Okay, I understand. what you're saying.
Or whatever. It's been a while since I've done it, so just bear with me a second.
Not that I have a clue, but could it be under the three next to the picture up at the top, or wherever the picture is for you?
Yeah, give me a second. So I'm signing into Zoom right now. If you go to zoom.com, sign into your account, I believe you'll find it. Yes, you'll find it under profile. And there should be a picture, and to the right of the picture should be an option for edit. And I think it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, Mike Smith in chat is saying change the pic on your account on the web interface.
Right.
Is that what you're taking him to, Jim?
Right.
What
Yeah,
you're talking about?
that's exactly it.
That makes sense.
You go to
Oh,
where?
actually, no, I take that back, Gary. If you click on the picture itself that shows up, you get a window that pops up for change profile picture
Where, in the Zoom or in the sign on?
and the sign on.
Okay. I think we got it here. I hope we do. Okay, I think I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it should be in there. I keep forgetting that you don't normally have your camera on, so it defaults to whatever thing you had set in the Zoom account itself. Now, for example, if I turn off my camera, that comes up. That's in my Zoom profile on the web.
Hey, Doug,
Yes.
that ribbon green table that we were having problems with,
Yeah.
it's currently working. It's currently working.
Okay, good. All right. Now let's move on. Have I even got to the point of, yeah, I did describe all three of the items. So now I'm going to go on to one of the
Oh, God.
targeted things today. Back to here. All right. So the switch to Windows 11 and this topic 2, they're kind of a little bit melded together because it's this laptop on my desk that brought this subject to my attention this week. This laptop, my client called me a couple days ago saying that it was very, very sluggish. And I connected remotely and I witnessed the sluggishness, and I went in to look at the task manager and see what was going on. And what was happening is that the CPU would wind up into the high, or run up into the high 90 percentile, and different programs would show up at the top of the list that were taking up that were, you know, absorbing the CPU's time, and they would switch. So it wasn't staying on one thing. And then the CPU would settle down, and then a little while later, the hard drive would go on up to 100% utilization. And similarly with that, when I sorted that column, it wasn't just one element that was having the trouble, or that was causing the issue. I did find a couple of things that were installed on the computer that were installed fairly recently, and the client had no idea how they got there or what they were. So I uninstalled them and still had the symptom. And at that point, I looked at the capabilities of the computer, what CPU was, how much memory, and how much hard drive space, and so on. And I decided this computer still has significant life left. So it's worth doing a wipe and reload. Also, a factor involved in that was that it was this person's usage of the computer is fairly simple, meaning there wasn't a whole lot of apps for me to install. It's mainly Microsoft 365, web browsing, and as far as any other third-party applications, no, I don't think there is anything else. Printing to a copy machine that's on the network. So it's fairly easy wipe and reload to do. Then the next thought occurred to me, we've only got a couple more years of Windows 10. And I don't want to wind up being in the situation where during the last 6 months of 2025, I've got a lot of computers to bring up to Windows 11. So that's when I realized, you know what, if I'm going to do a wipe and reload on this, and if it is Windows 11 qualified, I'm just going to go ahead and install Windows 11 on it, because I have a small handful of clients, I don't know how small that handful is, that are using Windows 11. They got onto it either unintentionally or intentionally and have had no complications. They've had no complications with third-party software. This computer isn't going to have any third-party software anyway. So it's going to be a fairly easy transition. The user on this computer just runs everything off of icons on the desktop. I don't know that they even use their taskbar at the bottom. I mean, all that's going to be is a taskbar in the middle. And this user is not one that gets easily rattled by a slight change. So all those factors involved on this computer makes me say, I'm just going to go ahead and install Windows 11. Now, if this computer is not Windows 11 qualified, then that's a little closer call for me. In this environment with this particular client, I could see that I might do that, because we know that we can install Windows 11 on a computer that Microsoft does not declare as being supported. At some point, those qualifications might change a little bit. They might take on more computers. We don't know that for certain yet. Gary might be a little more tuned in on that than I am. I'm not sure. Not asking you right now, Gary. But I can see it feasible for me to install Windows 11 on this laptop, even if it's not qualified, and see how it goes. If it's a problem, I'll probably revert. I may just revert it back to Windows 10, and I would probably eat that portion of the cost. All right, so that's my reasoning there. I'm gonna see if I can switch over to that computer now and bring it up on screen. I did not test my connection to this computer.
Hey, Doug.
Yes, Josh.
Even though you can revert back to Windows 10, you only have a certain amount of days that you can revert back to Windows 10 before you have to clean them for it.
Not if you're a Doug.
Yeah. Now, I did hear somewhere that you can make that 10 days longer. So I believe you could find a way to make it 30. that I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yeah.
Do an
Well,
image restore.
yeah. What I mean by not if you're a Doug is that if I do a clean install of Windows 10, I'll make an image backup of that. I'm going to make an image backup of the Windows 10 that's faulty on it now, and I will keep that for a substantial amount of time. Now, if I do install Windows 11 on this computer, I'll probably do an original installation rather than Windows 10 and then upgrade. However, if I do Windows 10 and then upgrade it, that does give me the extra capability of doing a fresh install Windows 10 and then use the HP driver installations to get all of the Windows 10 HP drivers on it and then upgrade to Windows 11. Whereas if I do a fresh Windows 11 install on this laptop, it might be a little more difficult to get the HP drivers for Windows 11 if they aren't published on HP's website. So that could really be, I've almost talked myself into that, I think, where I'll do a fresh, what I may wind up doing is a fresh install Windows 10, install all of the HP drivers, make an image backup at that point, and then upgrade it to Windows 11, make an image at that point, and then take it to the client's office. In fact, the one step further, and this is my thought process, is going here live, real-time, unscripted, is to do the fresh Windows 10 install on it, do the HP software drivers installations, do the Microsoft 365 installation, do the copy machine driver installation, perhaps, and then and make an image backup, and then do the upgrade to Windows 11. So why not just do the Windows 10 and the software and stuff and put it in place and then do the Windows 11 later? Well, the reason for that is that I'd like to have a slow transition to gaining experience in my clients' offices with Windows 11. For all new computers for clients, I'm ordering Windows 11. That's already a done deal. I have computers on order right now that are Windows 11. But what about the upgrade? So doing this, since I'm having to work on this now anyway, that's where my reasoning comes in to put it on Windows 11 and send it back out to the client and see how it goes. So I'm not against a time deadline for getting it functional well on 11. Let me go catch up with chat. Yes, who's that on Zoom?
If you do it the way you want to, aren't you just carrying over the problems that are already in Windows 10 to Windows 11?
No, there aren't any problems in Windows 10. There's problems with this computer. I'm not going to do an upgrade of the currently installed Windows 10 system that's not working right.
Okay.
It would be a fresh install. Okay. So Josh, I'm going to ask you to hold your questions because I need to get moving along, and I'm going to go catch up in chat. All right. So then, I can resort back to any offsite. Please, William, the amount of hand-holding and the programs they have to use makes a difference if Windows is a fit for them without making adjustments. Yes, that is the point that I was making. This particular person, I don't think I'm going to have to do a lot of hand-holding. I don't think I'm going to have to teach her how to use Windows 11 over Windows 10. And the programs that she used, I just think it's going to be a nothing burger. You can always reinstall Windows 10, so don't see the issue here. Agreed. What kind of equipment they have matters. And okay, we're caught up. All right, very good. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can bring this laptop up on screen. And there's a device not available on your screen right now. That's okay. That's because I neglected to get this set up beforehand. And that's the wrong one. And then we'll go back and hit this one. That's still the wrong one. These used to be numbered different. One was capture 1 and the other was capture 2. And then somehow the big beast build doesn't give me that distinction anymore. Now setting the screen output to duplicate on the laptop. And that's not coming up. I know I'm broadcasting a black screen. Now I'm making another change on the capture device to tell it what kind of input this is. And yes, it was set on VGA, so I'm going to switch it to HDMI. There we go. That's going to work. And then I think it's Control-Shift-F to make that take up the whole screen. And then turn off that. Display. Oh, that's curious. It's back. Oh, no, that gave me... All right, this is strange. What you see on the screen right now looks like a full background of the beach scene, but what's actually on the screen has Task Manager open. That means I got the extended display, not the duplicate. Yep. There. So that should put me on the right display. Now, another problem with this laptop is that the client's wireless keyboard and mouse were not functioning. She changed the batteries and it's still not functioning. I connected remotely. We tried a couple of things, still couldn't get it to function. So the question here is this keyboard mouse defective, or is it something about whatever is wrong with the operating system is preventing this keyboard mouse from working? Currently, I have my own wireless keyboard mouse connected to that laptop. So we'll go ahead and try to demonstrate this symptom. Now let's see, that gives me picture-in-picture. So now I'm able to look at my streaming computer while seeing the image that's on this laptop and use a keyboard and mouse facing this direction. So here we've got Task Manager showing 3% CPU, 1% disk. Nothing to complain about there. However, looking down in the bottom right corner, you'll see that we're not connected to the internet right now. And this brings me to one of my suspicions, is we know that there are botnets out there on the internet where the evildoers on the internet are taking over computers in order to enslave them to do their own deeds, their own work. And a lot of that is crypto mining, where they're getting computers out there connected to the internet to use their processing power when the computer's not being used by people to process crypto mining. I have not become aware of a way to reliably detect that. I'm not interested in trying to find a way to reliably detect that. If I have a computer that I suspect has fallen a victim to that, my inclination at the moment is to do a wipe and reload. If some way becomes apparent to reliably detect that and clean it, then I might become interested in it, but it hasn't been a significant of a problem yet for me to pursue that. And I'll mention Zvi Menor. Yes, I'm aware of the Bluetooth version. I did follow that from your comments last week. I agree with you. I don't think I think we're going to have to get a USB Bluetooth that is capable of supporting his hearing aid. Just saw that at the side. So that was a little bit of an aside there. Back to this computer. William Dawson, no, I have not run a boot kit scanner, and I don't intend to, because I don't have high confidence in that fixing the issue. I could take the extra time to dig into it, but this computer, it's so easy, simple to do a wipe and reload. for this particular client, I'm not interested in going down that road. Has anybody in chat or in Zoom actually gone down that road with trying to detect botnet victimization or bootkit scanner?
I don't know that necessarily a kit scanner. I have done some some rather interesting times with just removing malware from machines. I've had sort of low power, quote, underpower laptops that people have brought me. They're low on RAM, they're running off of a hard drive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I know that there's stuff on the machine because I can see certain icons that are on the taskbar or whatever. So for those who, they don't have any backups, so I have to try as much as I can to preserve their original installation. I have run malware scans on laptops that have taken 14 hours.
Right. That's the thing. Every time that I have tried going after cleaning something that way, it has just been a very big time suck.
Oh yeah,
And,
well, I left it run overnight, and
yeah,
it was 14 hours before it was finished. It was impressive. It was definitely impressive.
Even when I've had successful cleaning experiences, the results I've never been totally confident about, because how is the system really back to its natural performance levels?
Yeah, that always nags you in the back of your mind. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you ever know? I mean, even if the tools and utilities that you use to clean it, they report finding it, they report cleaning it. Did they really though? If there's any other symptoms from that computer down the road, you're always going to have to suspect that there is something still residual there. I mean, even when we know, when you uninstall a program using its own uninstall utilities, they routinely do not clean uninstall themselves. Many of them publish their own clean uninstall utilities for somebody who really wants to go that extra step, but they don't even natively try to clean themselves up completely. So a tool that's designed to clean some form of infections, can you really count on them totally having cleaned that variation, that variant of that infection? Because they're like viruses. They get modified over time. So coming back to chat, Aliaz and Tony both answering no to my question about whether they have had the experience of cleaning. Boss, the mining issue could apply to smart TVs and possibly other devices online. I haven't come across any reliable solution for TV. I had another computer that I did videos on my channel of a client's computer in a chiropractor's office that similarly had periodic instances of high utilization. And I think I actually still have that computer here because we wound up replacing it. And if we come across some kind of a tool that we think could reliably detect and clean, I might try it on that computer. I think it's Windows 10. I don't think it was back as far as Windows 7. But I was very suspicious that it was doing crypto mining or something similar, that it was part of a botnet. Now, this laptop is currently not connected to the internet. So I'm wondering, when I connect a Ethernet cable to it, are we going to see this issue happen, which would be extra reason to suspect that it is a botnet issue. Now, it might take a little while before that happens. Look at there, CPU 93, the disk going up, the CPU right up. Do I want it to be discoverable? No. Don't, on the slight possibility that it could try to infect something else on my network. 100% disk. 70% CPU. Now let's sort by the disk utilization and see its Windows Update. Okay, well that kind of makes sense that as soon as you connect to the internet, but then it's bouncing around. It's not. There's malware protection service, anti-malware service executable, sounding like Windows Defender is going after potential malware, or it's might be scanning because it's connected now. Microsoft
Is this thing? I'm sorry,
telemetry.
Is this thing on a current Windows 10 release?
Yes. Well, actually, no. I think that was another thing, is that I found that it's been failing, and I think it's actually obsolete. So let's go look at. So I just did Windows key R to try to go to WinVer, and it failed to come up.
I'm willing to bet you this thing's at 20 something.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think
Because
that's
I see this often enough that when the things bog down, I can almost guarantee that the thing's like a year or a year and a half out of date.
Yeah, and it could be just it trying again over and over to fix that. So on this wireless keyboard, I'm unable to. The Windows key is not responding. Alt-Tab does not respond. On the keyboard of the laptop, the Windows key does respond. And Windows key R does respond. But before I connected to the internet, the keyboard and the mouse were working just fine. So I'm suspecting my client's wireless keyboard and mouse are probably fine. And it's just that when the computer's connected to the internet, the wireless keyboard and wireless mouse don't work, which is weird. Just WinVer and press enter. 1909.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the reason why this thing's sluggish.
Yeah, yeah, and possibly not botnet, possibly not infection, just that it never was able to upgrade. However, was it not able to upgrade because of some form of compromise to the operating system? I don't know. I don't care to try to figure that out.
Yeah, in my experience, not usually. Usually it's because it's trying to catch up and the machine is either not on long enough for it to finish, or they're finding a way to put it off or something of that nature.
Yeah, this computer has been left on. It is pretty much always left on, and it's actually failing. It is. We're going to see it in here in update history. That here we have failed, all these dates of failures. Here's going back to.
Yeah, that's when I whip out my my current Windows 10 install, plug it in, and I run setup off the thumb drive. And it'll just bypass all the stuff it's trying to do and bring it to the latest version. Usually that fixes it, but I don't know that you want to be bothered with that. You can do a clean install probably in just the same amount of time.
Yeah, I can. Less time probably.
Yeah, probably less.
And certainly more confidently, more reliably. If I spend the time to try to do a Windows 10 upgrade installation off of USB, it might or might not work. If it does work and there are any other symptoms that show up months down the road, I'll always be wondering, so.
Yeah.
Catching up in chat, Zvi is asking if that's a young version of Gary in the Zoom session. Gary changed his photo here. Gary, you want to give us any explanation there, or just move on?
Which one, the hairy one or the son?
I think
my son.
That is your son. All right.
Yep.
Marvelous. And the other the girl that was in the photo before, you said I think was your granddaughter?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So this is
Believe it or not, he's 42 years old.
In that photo, is he 42?
Yep.
He's a good-looking 42. Yeah. And was that his daughter that you had previously?
Yep.
Ah, okay. Coming back to chat, William, yes, if the person does not want to reinstall with no insurance that it will work correctly again if you can clear one. Okay, I think that's in line with what I've been saying. Aliage, you can try clean the laptop with ESET. I'm very well aware of ESET. I've used it many, many times to try to clean things, and I don't have high enough confidence in it, and particularly in this situation, would be when this computer is so easy to do a wipe and reload. In the situation that Jim was describing for his client, yeah, that would be one of my go-to attempts.
I think Jim, sorry, Doug, quick question. I think Jim already asked it, but there's nothing really on here that you need, is there?
You're asking about the laptop I have here?
Correct.
Well, I'll use Fab's Auto Backup to get all the user profile stuff. There are a lot of icons and actual files on the desktop. Now, this computer is also synchronizing through OneDrive for backing up all its data. But I will use Fab's Auto Backup. Now, even with Fab's Auto Backup, I'm concerned, could I be transferring something that's causing troubles for the computer because of all the settings and profile content and app data stuff that it might be taking. I don't know that very well. And if Mike Smith is still in the chat, oh yeah, there he is. He's Fab's. Mike Smith, do you have any experience with Fab's possibly transferring trouble symptoms from a problem computer to the new computer? He says, no, you will not have an issue. So I'm taking that to be Mike saying that his experience is that it does not transfer problems from the old profile to the new system. Yes, we're all aware, B.H. Ringer, thank you, that 1909 is no longer out of support. That I'm sure that factored into my decision on Thursday to do a wipe and reload on this, and I neglected to remember that, or didn't remember that when I started describing this issue today. Saying Goat says, my mother's laptop got stuck during an update, 4 gig RAM system upgraded to 16, and Win 10 reset, then upgraded to Windows 11. No problem since that episode. Mike saying correct. Good. Thank you, Mike. Glad to have you here to provide that support. And by the way, Michael Smith's on Michael Smith's website, you can pick up a discount code for Fab's Auto Backup. And Mike, since you are moderator status, I'd love for you to paste that URL link into the chat for anyone who wants to buy Fabs and try that out. Speedy C, I agree, Doug. Nuke and Pave is best in this case. So I don't see any reason to go any further with this laptop for today's live stream. Does anybody disagree with that assessment?
No, it's pretty much, you've got the plan. It's done. But yeah, as soon as you connected to the internet and things started going nuts, I was pretty confident that things way out of date.
Yeah, and I had not tried that yet. I brought the laptop in, and I was thinking I wasn't even going to turn it on until live stream, but then I figured, now I better turn it on, get a keyboard and mouse working, and get it connected to my capture device. But I intentionally did not connect it to the internet. And I left it on so that we could see that the CPU and the storage statistics were settled down. So
Please tell me it has a solid state drive in it.
Yeah, I don't even know yet. And but I have solid state drives on hand. When I get there, I'll probably put that in. But that's even, yeah. I tell you what, I've replaced some clients' computers, their spinning drives with solid state drives without telling them, and I ask them later, and didn't notice any difference.
So that's because they're not paying attention.
Well, true. But if it hasn't made a difference to them, then is it really that important?
Well,
So
which kind of drive,
I'm
which kind
undecided.
of drive will make them type faster?
Yeah, what kind of drive will make them type faster? That's exactly right. Or open a Microsoft Word document faster. I mean, it's just not. I did an interesting speed test the other day with a 5400 RPM spinning drive and an SSD. On the 5400 spinning hard drive, I was within 20 points of the speed of the SSD. Now, the way I did that, what I did that made that happen was that the speed test was, instead of 1 gigabyte file size, it was 10 megabyte file size. And instead of, I'm not sure I'm saying the numbers right, I think the default in Crystal Diskmark is
It's 1 gig.
1 gig for the size,
1
but
gig.
there's also the number of passes. I think it's 5 passes as the default. I changed it to 1 pass. So when I went to, I think it was 100 megabytes and 1 pass, the numbers were very close to the SSD because that's a different test. So what that brought me to is, okay, well, when you're opening a Microsoft Word document, the small file, it's not multiple tests, isn't really going to be that big of a difference. And I know many of the people watching this video are going to disagree.
Yeah, Mike Smith, he already said, SSD always. I want them to stop selling 5400 RPM drives. I'm with you, Mike.
I certainly would not install a spinning drive. Not as new. No, I wouldn't. But am I going to necessarily swap it, particularly if this computer is not Windows 11 supported?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. And we could figure it out, but I'm not interested in going down that road because that's kind of a nothing burger, an easy thing to find. I agree, Nuke and Pave is best. Here's Michael Smith's for Fab's auto backup. And Mike, does that link use your, does that link give you credit for it? I don't see anything there. Do they need to put in a code? Maybe he already told us that. Doug knows I disagree with that. Yes. There's reliability improvement when an HDD is replaced by an SSD. And that's important if the hard drive winds up failing before the computer is otherwise replaced. SSD always, I want them to stop selling 5500 RPM, NVMe. I just ordered a laptop for a client, and I was insistent on finding a choice that was NVMe, not SSD. We were buying brand new from either HP or Dell. We wound up finding a choice on the HP line, and I was insistent that it be NVMe. So buying new computers, I'm very, very much on board with NVMe, not just SSD. People saying hello. Yes, Mike says that is an affiliate link, so just click the link. And then, Mike, if you want to paste your YouTube channel in there too, that'd be awesome. Blackwatch, I just spent $10,000 on nitrous oxide SSD. Did I waste my money? Hello from Mike Tamati. Seldom Bell, in a laptop, HDD is more sensitive and physical mistreatment than an SSD. I agree with all. I'm not saying that hard drives are better than SSD. I'm just saying sometimes it's not as noticeable to the user, and is it really paying off? And that's going to be a difference of opinion. Everybody, I respect your opinions, you respect mine. And here's Mike's YouTube channel. So clicking on that will take you there. And if you're at all interested in tech shows, you should be subscribed to him, and you should be checking out. He does a weekly show that's live on Twitch, and then he uploads it to YouTube. So if you want to watch it live on Twitch, that's an awesome thing. And also he has a Discord where you can live interact with him while he's broadcasting on Twitch. He also does, get this, for those of you like music, he does awesome music where he broadcasts live copyrighted music on Twitch. Can't be recorded, can't be replayed later. You have to watch it live. And it's very, very enjoyable. I hung out with them one time on New Year's Eve. They did a New Year's Eve show. And some of you also remember Mike Smith from the Tech Vets show that he would do with Carrie Holzman. All right. Mike says, thank you. Fastest rated around. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I had an experience with an SSD that did not come up fast. I installed an SSD into a computer and did not get good speeds. Well, it turned out that computer had the, what is it? SATA, what is it? SATA 3?
SATA 2 probably.
SATA 2.
Yeah.
It was the 300 megabits per second.
Yeah, that's
So
SATA 2.
you put in a SATA 3 SSD into a computer that's only SATA 2, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get quite the speed you're expecting.
Of course, last year I
again?
didn't even want to buy SSD. I went with hard drives.
Last
Because
year,
they were better for the application. Now,
Well-
except for Jim, who's looking at me, nobody knows why I bought hard drives.
well,
it depends on how much storage you need.
Petabyte
Well, then that's why you
Yeah.
buy the hard drives, because
Yeah.
SSDs
for a
aren't there
storage
yet.
server. You're right.
and I recently bought a spinning hard drive for the big beast build. I got to change the exposure on that. This thing's doing a really weird thing with exposure, but there's
What was my comment at the beginning? Well, that's different.
what's different.
Well, you
view?
had that up at the very beginning of the
Yeah.
the stream, and I'm like, well, that's different.
Well, notice what's happening to the fan lighting. It's audio. It's responsive to my voice or your voices on the 6 fans on the front. And the top is also triggered off audio. We just can't see it very well from this angle. And when I was playing the music at the beginning of the show, the intention was for that to be very visible there, but the exposure setting keeps changing on me. I'd change it to a manual exposure and change it to what I wanted, and then somehow XSplit changes it back, or Logitech changes it back. And that's also, it's really nice colors in there that showed up when I played the music, but now it's not showing the color right. So anyway, that was a little weird, just something I tried different today. There was something. Oh yeah, so I didn't explain yet why I put a spinning hard drive in there. It was for let's see, it's a 8 terabyte drive for storing backups, and it's not going to be my live interacting drive. And it is the Western Digital Red label, which is built better to last longer. It has extra vibration buffering in it. Mike Smith is better able to describe its features than I am, but it's more expensive than the common spinning hard drive. All right, let's see. Dennis, just added myself to your subscribers list. Maybe that's Mike Smith's subscriber list or mine. I'm not sure. Direct port or that's chit chat between them. Post show music. Mike has been doing the post show music a lot rather than pre-show so much. Aliaz is asking about the new Tech Vets shows. Mike says no more Tech Vets. I think they've both agreed that they're just too busy to accomplish it. Yeah, that's what he says right here. Carrie's tied up with YouTube and Amazon shows. Let's see, that's a conversation between two, and who owns stock in Alphabet. Okay, moving to the next subject then. I keep doing the wrong keyboard. All right, where is my chat window? Oh, that is my chat window. No, where is my... Get back to this. Yeah, the subjects. Okay, so I've talked about topic 1, deciding when to make the switch to Windows 11. And I've kind of thrown out those criteria kind of haphazard. Not sure I've covered everything that's on my mind about that. And then this laptop on my desk, we've talked about that sufficiently. Yes. And then topic 3. My interest in creating a high-level training video about how to troubleshoot Bluetooth issues. That was kind of triggered off of the session we did last week with Josh. And basically what I have in mind for that, I'm going to turn off the picture-in-picture so you see this menu, is the Bluetooth devices window and device manager. Reviewing this section and this section, the different types of Bluetooth devices that somebody might have, and the different problems I've come across with Bluetooth devices and what have been the fixes for them. And then also the drivers for the Bluetooth device. And I think Javi put in the link to for Josh's device. I'm going to do a search here in chat for Zvi and click through his items in chat to find the link that he put in for Josh's device, just to point out that any Bluetooth device is going to have certain prerequisites. Yeah, it was a Qualcomm device. Oh, but I wasn't getting to it. Somehow the link wasn't working. Go to a new tab. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and I did go look this up, Javi, last week after the session. The device that Josh has requires Bluetooth 4.2. This is saying 4. My recollection was that his device required 4.2 and his computer only had version 4. And Zvi has told us in today's chat that you cannot do any kind of a driver upgrade or firmware upgrade to bring that up to 4.2. And I think that was in response to my speculation last week. Maybe there is a way, because sometimes there are ways to do a firmware upgrade to a hardware device that will bring it up to higher capabilities. I didn't know if Bluetooth 4.0 to 4.2 would be that, but I trust Zvi Manor when he says, no, you can't do that with Bluetooth 4.0. So, yes, Jeff.
If I recall last week, Josh did say that when he had this laptop, which used to be his, at the group home where he lives, his hearing aids did work with it.
Yes, but that's when it had Windows 11 on it.
Why would Windows 10 to 11 make a difference in the hardware capability?
Well, and that's what made me think that maybe there is something in drivers or firmware that could make a difference. Now, also we have to say that we haven't demonstrated that on video. Right. So it is Josh's recollection that that's what happened. He went through an awful lot of changes during that time period with changing operating systems and his struggles with screensavers and all the different things that he was doing. Without being impolite, if it were myself, and you've seen me do this, I question my own recollection. So I'd have to say that we would, in order to prove that, we would have to do a upgrade to Windows 11 after doing an image backup, of course, and see if that is the case. Do we really care? What really I think is the right solution, the best solution for that laptop, for that computer at Josh's aunt's house, is to order a USB Bluetooth adapter.
Yep.
That's a higher capability. That's the easy, inexpensive solution.
Yeah, it's easy, better than trying to do something internally to the laptop.
Yeah. Is it really worth the time and effort to do an upgrade to Windows 11 just to show that, yeah, Windows 11 somehow is able to do this? What are we going to do with that piece of information? How often are we going to be able to use it? I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's not.
Josh, were you trying to say something there?
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I can just go out. I can just go out and buy the adapter that I need, or have someone get me the adapter I need.
Yeah. Josh, it's hopeless for us to hear you in your environment. You're in transport there, it looks like. So go ahead and yeah, you're muted. Thank you. So yeah, Josh, you need to order that Bluetooth adapter for that to work. So our previous conversation about getting together on Friday or Saturday to work on it, that would only be if you've got that adapter. I think it's a waste of our time to try to do anything else with that computer and your hearing aid until you get that adapter. So give me a thumbs up if you agree, Josh. There it is. Thank you. All right. We're almost through our 3 topics. I think I lost my place in chat. I'm going through this to try to get back to where we were. Let's see. This just jumped on me. Plateful. I would have no more tech beds. Okay, so that's where I left off, I think. And asking Mike if he has a video detailing Shadow Protect desktop. That'd be interesting. Dennis says he subscribed to both of us, so that includes Mike. Great. Great question. Mike says, I will look. He's asking for an email. Asking for a response to that question. So Monica is saying she likes the Shadow Protect desktop. All right. My plate is used to feed meth at 3 pounds boost. What? All right, moving on. Correct, the hearing aids are 4.2. Mike loves it for local backups. Hello, Mike Paradin. Get tripped up on how to back up to a network. Seems a bit confusing. Boss says, in my limited experience with Windows 11, seems to have better driver support than Windows 10. I didn't have to go out and hunt down drivers for the problem devices. Boss, I recall seeing you enough times and you are talking on technical level. I'm going to make you moderator so that you show up in blue. That just tells me that I recognize having seen you here before and having supportive comment and not not being critical or negative. By the way, for those who don't know, I do allow criticisms of me, but I don't allow harsh comments towards other viewers or other participants on my channel. That's when I will remove comments or do whatever action I think is needed. And I do not ask for my moderators to take that action. The only thing I want moderators to do, if you see obvious spam where somebody's putting in some kind of a troublemaker website or using vulgar language, that's the only time I want you to block them on your own, or either delete their comments or block them. If they're putting in spam, just block them from the channel. Boss says, appreciate that. Okay. I have finished my list in good time. Let's see, I'm back here, right? Yeah. So, well, actually almost. I'm going to ask people to put into chat, what Bluetooth devices have you used? I'm not asking you what you're using now, but I'd like to be sure I can cover in this video all the different kinds of Bluetooth devices that might be used. So that's going to be Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, hearing aids, my Echo devices, I use them through Bluetooth, so I'll use them as a speaker. I have my dad's hearing aids. So I'm asking you to put into chat, what Bluetooth devices do you use, including the ones I've mentioned? So that way I've got a list, an inventory list that I can use when I make that video. And in the Zoom session, anybody have comments on that other than what we've already talked about? I already know Josh's hearing aids. Anybody else use other Bluetooth devices? Nothing. All right. We might be getting to a point where we start winding this live stream down unless somebody has other topics to bring up, because I've covered my topics. RGB lighting strip from William. All right. Anybody in Zoom have any other topics to bring up or questions or comments? Nothing. All right.
Yeah.
And we don't even, so Alex is off of Zoom, right? So I guess they're working on the wiring.
Yep.
And for those who don't know, the extra Doug in the upper left-hand corner on Darren's screen that shows up once in a while is a virtual background. And some of the people that are in the Zoom session have virtual backgrounds that have me or have my Studio A in the scene. All right, there's other things here, and people have been putting into the chat. So my intention is to come back and inventory this later in preparation for the video that I want to make for a high-level troubleshooting instructional video for Bluetooth. Headset, Plantronics Beat. Some of them are specific. So if you give me specific models, that'll allow me to go pull up the specifications for that model and include that in my instructional video. Not that I'm assuming you probably don't need help with your own device, but it's just to make a useful video for the rest of the YouTube audience. And are there any other questions or subjects in chat? If not, we're gonna wind this down and end this video. I'm showing an hour, 34 minutes.
I have something I want to bring up.
Okay, Josh, go ahead.
My wife is starting her own YouTube channel. When I get time, I will email Doug the link. Please subscribe to her channel so we can get her up to 50 subscribers. I will work on emailing Doug the link.
Okay, I understood, Josh. You can go ahead and mute yourself again because I think you're still in a bad audio location. So Josh is asking, excuse me, I'm going to mute again. My throat. Josh was asking for people to subscribe to his wife's new YouTube channel. He doesn't have the link yet to give to us. And they're trying to bring her up to 50 subscribers, and that's because it unlocks some extra capabilities. So he's asking for you to subscribe to her channel, even if you don't really intend to be watching her channel. They understand that and accept that. I hope they're accepting of that. And this is an issue that I have another YouTube channel that I'm currently publishing live streams almost every day for Dennis, you're going to laugh at me. I'm forgetting Fortnite. It's Fortnite gaming channel. I am specifically not asking you to subscribe to that channel. I want that channel to only grow on its own merit organically. I don't want anybody subscribing to it that's not intending to watch it. So that's just my strategy in that channel. Josh and Natasha's strategy on Natasha's channel is different. And Josh also does live streams of his gaming. And I know he would be appreciative of any subscriptions to his channel, even if you're not intending to watch. So I'm making that distinction. I think was I hearing somebody else in Zoom? Anybody else have something to bring up? Nope. All right. Going to do a last run on chat, and then we're going to end this live stream if we don't have a new squirrel to chase. Bluetooth headset, correction, my cell phone has Bluetooth. I don't use it. Cell phone file transfer through Bluetooth. Interesting, Zavi. Thank you for that. That was not on my radar. And I have 2 iPhones that I could demonstrate that with. Interesting. Let's see. That's chit chat. Michael Smith saying goodbye. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mike. I appreciate it. By the way, Michael is working with me for 2 of my clients. No, 2 or 3. 2 of my clients currently to provide me assistance in areas that he has expertise in that I don't. And of course, I'm paying him for that. He's charging me a consultant to consultant rate, and then I charge my client for that. Aliyaz says my dad connects Bluetooth on his radio in his car for hands-free calling. I've done that. Okay, Josh, I just muted you. Fortnite, Dennis, yeah. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. Dennis and I play in duos on that. Usually we're playing duos. So it's us against the rest of the 100 people in each session. We're having a lot of fun with that. And we do that either in mornings or in evenings. So my time, it usually starts between 6 or 7 a.m. And the evening session, my time is starts between 4:30 or 5:30 p.m. We do one or the other, not both of them. John saying goodbye. Monica sent an email to Mike. Marty says Mike is good. Zvi, see you all next time. So, yep, we are ending this live stream. Ida says, good afternoon, everybody. So I'm coming back to Zoom. I'll ask you, let's see, what do we call it? What's the one that has John Boy? Mount Walton's Mountain. Brady Bunch are the 2 that have the squares. So let me ask you all to say goodbye, either wave or say goodbye verbally, whatever you choose to do, and I'm going to click you away.
Say good night, Greasy.
Baby.
Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. And I think I heard from Gary too, and Jose.
Yep.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks
say
for
good
hanging
night,
out.
Gracie.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, Gracie.
Ending meeting, and then I'll punch over here, and this gives my email address if somebody wants to reach out to me. The reasons why you might reach out to me, here they are. You could send me an email asking a tech question that I might create a video specifically on that topic or include it in the next Saturday live stream. I am not going to respond to it. I don't provide free tech support via email. If you want to set up a session where I connect remotely to your computer, you come into my Zoom session with your camera on for me to help you with some kind of issue on your computer that I can record it and publish it later on my channel, that would be a reason to send me an email. If you just want to send a comment or a compliment or a complaint or anything like that, I will read it, but I'm likely not going to respond to it because when I respond to an email, I stress out over the wording. How are they going to take this? Could they misread this? And it just winds up taking me more time than it's worth. But I will read it. If you have something that you want to communicate to me, in a private way. Now, if you are asking a tech question that I might potentially make a video about, and you don't want me to use your name, please let me know that. Otherwise, I may be identifying you by name. I will not reveal your email address. Okay, that about covers it all. I hope this was useful, maybe entertaining. Have a great weekend, everybody. Catch you later. Goodbye.